Tens of thousands of people have rallied in cities and airports across America to voice outrage over President Donald Trump's executive order restricting entry into the country for travellers from 7 Muslim-majority nations. The order has led to the detention or deportation of hundreds of people arriving in the country, including initially people with green cards, effectively permanent residency, returning to the United States. The White House is now resiling from this, but confusion reigns, including amongst government staff working at the airports. 16 US states have begun legal action to fight their own president's order. The White House says there will be no back down. Here's our Washington correspondent Simon Marks on another extraordinary day in Donald Trump's America.
At airports in Philadelphia,
Donald Trump has got to go!
in Los Angeles, and on the doorstep of the White House itself. Protesters took to the streets all over America on Sunday to express their outrage at President Trump's executive order. It was signed with a flourish late on Friday afternoon. At the time, he called it good stuff, as he closed America's borders to people from 7 mostly Muslim countries and temporarily terminated America's willingness to accept refugees.
You see it at the airports, you see it all over. It's working out very nicely, and we're going to have a very, very strict ban.
That was Donald Trump on Saturday, insisting the ban was working just as he had intended. But in fact, his order had created chaos at airports where immigration agents were scrambling to get clarity on what the new rules required, and behind the scenes at the White House, where the president's top officials were inundated with questions they couldn't answer. White House Chief of Staff Reince Priebus took to NBC's Meet the Press, saying the White House would
apologize for nothing here.
But then his interview went off the rails. He appeared to indicate that green card holders, permanent US residents from the countries affected by the ban, would no longer be subject to it.
For as green card holders moving forward, it doesn't affect them.
Within moments, though, he had contradicted himself.
This order does not impact any green card holders from these 7 countries?
Well, of course it does. If you're traveling back and forth, you're going to be subjected to further screening.
It is still completely unclear whether permanent residents can come and go at will as their green card status previously allowed, or whether they too will be caught in the president's net. And the attorneys general from 16 states, all Democrats, came together to call President Trump's action unlawful, un-American and unconstitutional. They vowed to fight it in the courts. It is, though, Republican criticism that will probably cause more concern in the White House. Senators John McCain and Lindsey Graham called the action hasty, a self-inflicted wound. Senator Rob Portman is a Republican from Ohio.
It was not properly vetted, so you have an extreme vetting proposal that didn't get the vetting it should have had. And as a result, in the implementation, we've seen some problems.
There could be further unforeseen fallout for President Trump. Iran and Iraq are reportedly thinking of retaliating by implementing their own new restrictions on US travelers. Late on Sunday, the president put out a statement insisting that the restrictions do not constitute a Muslim ban. He blamed the media for misreporting them. He seems to relish the legal battles that lie ahead, but it's very early in his presidency for a flashpoint that will test the constitutionality of his executive action. For Checkpoint, I'm Simon Marks in Washington.